You have been lied to your entire life. Someone told you that the quiet person in the corner is the smartest one in the room, that introverts are deep thinkers, that their silence means their brain is working on a level you cannot even understand, and you believed it. Most people do. But here is what nobody has the courage to tell you. That idea is not just wrong, it is dangerous. It is keeping you small. It is giving you a reason to stay quiet when you should be speaking. It is handing you an excuse wrapped in a compliment. And today I am going to take that excuse away from you completely, because in the next few minutes I am going to show you what science actually says, why this myth was created, and what real intelligence actually looks like. Stay with me, because this might be the most important thing you hear all year. Think about where this idea started. It did not come from a laboratory. It did not come from decades of psychological research. It came from books written by introverts, movies that romanticized the quiet genius, social media posts made by people who wanted to feel special about staying home on a Friday night. And slowly, this idea spread everywhere. The quiet kid in class must be the smart one. The person who does not talk much must be deep. The introvert must be operating on a higher intellectual level than everyone else. But here is the problem. Repetition is not the same as truth. Just because an idea gets repeated a million times does not make it a fact. And this idea was never a fact. It was a story, a comfortable story told by people who needed their silence to mean something. Here is where it gets interesting. Research from the University of Michigan found that intelligence has no direct connection to whether you are introverted or extroverted. None. Zero. Your personality type does not determine how smart you are. What actually predicts intelligence is curiosity, adaptability, and the ability to communicate your ideas clearly. And another study found something even more powerful. People who express their opinions confidently, even when they are wrong, are consistently perceived as more intelligent than people who are right but stay quiet. Read that again. Being right but staying silent makes you look less intelligent than someone who is wrong but speaks with confidence. That is not just an opinion. That is documented human psychology. Our brains are wired to link confidence with competence. When you speak boldly, the world assumes you know what you are talking about. When you stay silent, the world assumes you have nothing to say. So if this myth has no scientific backing, why did it become so popular? Because introverts needed a label that turned their social anxiety into a superpower, a label that made staying quiet feel like a strategic choice instead of a fear response. Think about it honestly. If you are the person who avoids conversations, who does not speak up in meetings, who prefers to be alone, society makes you feel like something is wrong with you. So what happened? A narrative was built. I am not awkward. I am deep. I am not afraid to speak. I just choose not to. I am not missing out. I am recharging. And suddenly, silence became genius. Isolation became wisdom. Avoidance became intelligence. But stripping away all the comfortable language, that is self-deception. Real depth is not measured by how little you say. Real wisdom is not found in isolation. And real intelligence is not about thinking great thoughts that nobody ever hears. Now, I want to be completely clear about something, because I know what some of you are thinking. I am not saying introverts are bad people. I am not saying you need to become loud or aggressive or someone you are not. What I am saying is this: do not let a personality label become a prison. Do not use the word introvert as a reason to never find your voice. Because here is what history actually shows us. The people who changed things were not always the loudest in the room, but they all found a way to make their voice heard. They all reached a point where staying silent cost more than speaking up, and they chose to speak. Introvert or extrovert, that choice is available to you right now. Finding your voice does not mean becoming a different person. It means becoming a braver version of who you already are. So here is what I need you to take away from this. Intelligence is not about how quiet you are. It is not about how much you prefer to be alone. It is not about the personality type you identified with when you were 17 years old and trying to make sense of yourself. Real intelligence shows up when you have the courage to say what you think, when you walk into a room and contribute something, when you challenge an idea instead of sitting quietly and judging it from a distance. Silence does not make you a genius. Courage does. Confidence does. The willingness to be wrong in public and grow from it. That is what separates people who think from people who actually change things. So now the question is simple. Are you going to keep hiding behind a label, or are you going to find your voice? If this hit something inside you, hit subscribe right now. Drop one word in the comments, introvert or extrovert, and let me know where you stand. Next video, I will show you exactly how bold people think, how they see the world differently, and how you can start thinking the same way. Until then, challenge the mind.